I get chills every time I hear Saleh say the banking structure in Iraq now has security and stability, because those were the same words Dr. Shabibi, the author of the Iraqi monetary reform, demanded, before a new exchange rate was released. These are exciting times. Confirming Shafak News. Trump is heading to impose sanctions on Iraqi groups. Quote, the American website Fox News published a report today, Wednesday, in which it referred to the maximum pressure sanctions that the Trump administration is pursuing against countries that have economic and trade relations with Iran, including Iraq, which includes punishing a group of banks and controlling Baghdad's reserves at the U.S. Federal Reserve. According to an informed political source, who told Shafak News Agency, requesting that his name not be mentioned, American sanctions may be issued soon and will include a list of names of political figures who have armed factions. Final warning, and immediate implementation. Washington draws red lines for Baghdad, no more leniency. For all you folks that have been in the dinar for a long time, if you remember back 15 plus years ago, who was there? Citibank was. Article quote, in recognition of its outstanding performance gave the Excellence Award to the National Bank of Iraq. In managing incoming and outgoing financial transfers, stressing that this is an achievement that reflects its commitment to the highest standards of quality and transparency in banking services. They're ready to go. I don't know our timing yet, I think we could be just a few days away. Television says the oil minister is now saying the oil export flowing to regions is now happening much earlier than expected. It will start flowing next week. This is excellent news. We don't think the oil is going to flow at 1,310. Frank, I don't either. Everything seems to be coming to a massive collision. It's like an atom smasher. I don't think it's going to be flowing at 1,310. I'm very confident the oil is going to start flowing next week. I'm not as confident it's going to be revealed at 1,310. I am confident it's going to be done at a new exchange rate, but I don't know when it will be revealed at that rate. Firefly, now it's saying that it's going to be at 1,310. Very early in the morning IQD will be part of a large meeting that will be broadcast to all the CBI banks, even all the private banks, financial institutions that have been working on the monetary reform with the CBI, and the US Treasury, with the CBI. It will go for 2 days, Thursday and Friday. More than likely one day will deal with banks, exchange rate, currency, monetary reform, and the other day will deal with the international status of Iraq. National Bank of Iraq wins Excellence Award from Citibank in recognition of its outstanding performance. Quote, this award is a global testament to the bank's efficiency in executing financial transactions with utmost precision, as it excels in ensuring that transactions are processed according to the highest international standards. This achievement reinforces the position of the National Bank of Iraq as one of the leading banks in the Iraqi banking sector. Parliament will not be suspended. Parliamentary Legal Committee reveals the plan for sessions during Ramadan. Quote, Parliament sessions during the month of Ramadan will be in the evening, to ensure the continuation of legislative work before the end of the current session. National Bank of Iraq wins the Excellence Award from Citibank in recognition of its outstanding performance. Al-Sudani and U.S. Secretary of State discuss areas of coordination between the two countries by phone. This phone call was magic emo. You know, when you strike a match, everybody can smell you struck that match. Sudani and the U.S. Secretary of State are talking about coordination between the two countries to arrange the papers with the Americans. The reasons for Al-Kazemi's return to Baghdad. This is former Prime Minister. Al-Kazemi is extremely well versed and well connected in the US and Saudi political systems. He is back in Iraq to be a go-between/mediator as they work through all their final agreements with the US, Saudi and the basket of currencies. They have the A-team in charge and it is getting fun to watch. I believe, based on what we heard, We are 1 or 2 days from being notified. I consider this, Kurdish oil, to be the final countdown. Many things are waiting for the new exchange rate, but Emo, the most important thing is this oil. Is Sudani holding up the release of the budget tables? Marks, Emo, they will release the budget tables the same time they release the new rate. So they are stuck holding those until they are ready for the rate release. Iraq leads the Arab countries and ranks 7th in the world by buying gold. Iraq came at the forefront of Arab countries in buying gold during 2024, according to the World Gold Council. The volume of its gold purchases in 2024 amounted to about 20.1 tons, and thus these reserves amount to 162 tons, while Iraq's purchases of gold in 2023 were about 12.3 tons. Deputy Prime Minister for Energy Affairs and Minister of Oil Hayyan Abdul Ghani confirmed that the ministry has achieved a major accomplishment by reaching a mechanism, agreement with the Ministry of Natural Resources in the region to export the region's oil through the Iraqi Oil Marketing Company, SOMO, and within a few days, the commencement of export operations will be announced. A statement from his office, received by Euphrates News, stated that, this came during Abdul Ghani's chairmanship, today, Thursday, of the second meeting of the Opinion Board for the year 2025, where he confirmed that the ministry signed a major agreement with the British company BP to develop 4 fields in the North Oil Company in Kirkuk, and this agreement will contribute, after signing the contract with the company in the coming days, to increasing national production of oil and gas, which supports the national economy, and achieves industrial development of the oil wealth, in addition to providing job opportunities for the people of the areas near the oil fields. In addition to developing the infrastructure of the areas, Abdul Ghani pointed out that the ministry is in the process of providing gas fuel for power generation stations by importing liquefied gas, through the floating platform project in Khor al-Zubair port. The ministry is currently working on extending a 40 km pipeline to transport the imported gas and connect it to the National Gas Transmission Network system, to supply power generation stations with their gas needs. He praised the national efforts made by the technical and engineering staff in the Oil Projects Company, which is implementing the pipeline extension project at an accelerated pace of work, to implement the project in 90 days, which is less than the scheduled implementation period. The statement added, during the meeting, the topics included in the meeting's agenda were discussed and decisions were issued that serve the development of the ministry's sectors. Representative Faisal El-Naili called on the government, today, Thursday, to expedite the completion of the budget tables and send them to the House of Representatives for approval, stressing the need to include all financial allocations in the 2025 budget.